So, good afternoon, classmate, and good afternoon, Ms. Ramirez. The chapter we chosen is Chapter 14, entitled Government Peace Treaties with Muslim Filipinos. The next page is Members. So, the first reporter is Pusod Love Joy C, which is me. The second reporter is Gabas Jobert B. And the next one is Sidro Anthony L. And the last one is Apolinar Maria Jeneling B. In the next page it talks about objectives. The number one objectives is explain the factors which lead to the unending conflict among Muslim Filipinos. And the number two objectives give recommendation on how to finally end armed conflicts between Christian and non-Christian Filipinos. Sa objective, ang Autonomous Region of Muslim Mindanao o tinatawag na ARMM ay natatagpuan sa loob ng Pilipinas at unang itinatag noong 1989 o 1989 ay binubuo ng 5 lalawigan. Ito ay Maguindanao, Lanao del Sur, Basilan, Sulu at Tawi-Tawi. Ang alitan sa pagitan ng mga grupong Moro na naghahanap ng isang malayang estado sa Mindanao at ang Government of the Philippines o tinatawag na GPH ay nagpapatuloy sa loob ng 4 na dekada. In the next page, the armed conflict in Mindanao reflects the never-ending call for the fulfillment of the right to self-determination of the Muslim population in the Philippines in order to obtain sustainable peace. Running for almost 40 years of on and off fighting between Muslim armed opposition group and the Philippine military forces, and the resulting high toll on human lives. The research for sustainable peace and full respect for human rights remain a big challenge. The root cause of armed conflict in Mindanao can be found in the narrative Mindanao people's continuing struggle for their right to self-determination. A struggle that involves an assertion of their identity and demand for meaningful governance in the face of the national government's failure to realize genuine social progress and peace and development in the southern Philippines. Moro National Liberation Front or MNLF and Moro Islamic Liberation Front or MILF. Sabi rito, ang mga armadong tunggalian sa Mindanao ay sumasalamin sa walang katapusang panawagan para sa katuparan ng karapatan sa sariling pagpasya ng populasyon ng mga Muslim sa Pilipinas upang makamit ang napapanatiling kapayapaan. Tumatakbo sa halos 40 years ng on and off fighting sa pagitan ng Muslim armed opposition groups at ng mga pwersang militar ng Pilipinas at ang resultang mataas na toll sa buhay ng tao. Ang paghanap para sa napapanatiling kapayapaan at buong paggalang sa karapatang pantao ay nananatiling malaking hamon pa rin. Ang armadong labanan na ito ay nagsimula noong huling bahagi ng 1960s ng isang Muslim armed group o Moro National Liberation Front ay nagsimulang magsulong para sa isang Moro homeland na tinatawag. Ang gobyerno ng Pilipinas ay tumugon sa pamamagitan ng militar na nagresulta ng marami pagkamatay ng mga tao at paglipat ng mga populasyon sa sibilyan. Noong 1970s, nagsimula ang gobyerno ng Pilipinas sa usapang pangkapayapaan na nagkasundo sa kapayapaan sa pangunahing Muslim Armed Opposition Group o MNLF upang itigil ang tunggalian at tugunan ang mga problema. Ngunit ang mga armadong komprontasyon ay sumisiklab paminsan-minsan sa pagitan ng militar ng Pilipinas at ng MNLF at gayon din ng isa pang armadong grupo ng oposisyon na tinatawag na Muslim Moro Islamic o tinatawag ng Muslim na Moro Islamic Liberation Front o MILF. Sa bawat pagsiklab ng armadong labanan, libo-libong hindi manlalaban ang nahuhuli sa labanan at dumaranas ang displacement at iba pang paglabag sa karapatang pantao. Upang bigyan diin ang kanilang malalim na pakiramdam ng kalayaan bilang isang tao, maraming mga Muslim sa Mindanao ang sama-samang tumawag sa kanilang sarili na Moro, ang salitang ginagamit ng kolonyal na pamahalaang Espanyol upang tukuyin ang mga Muslim na tao.
Hello ma'am, my name is Robert Gabas and my report was about roots of the conflict. Studies made by the Philippine Human Development Report and list of the following major historical and contemporary roots of the conflict in Mindanao. Number 1. The first of all, illegal annexation of more land of the Philippines under the Treaty of Paris in 1898. Number 2, military pacification by the American colonial government. Number 3, imposition of confiscatory and loss. Number 4, Indigenization or Filipinization of public administration in Moroland and the destruction of traditional political instructions. Number 5, government finance induced land settlement and migration to Moroland. Number 6, land grabbing conflicts. Number 7, cultural inroads against the Moros. Number 8, the Habida massacre in 1968, killing of Muslims army recruits by their superiors. Number 9, Ilaga, Christian vigilante and military atrocities in 1970 to 1972, and the government neglect and inaction on Moro protests and grievances. The Muslims resented the loss of their lands, including those idle but which form part of their traditional community. This resentment grew as Muslims witnessed the usurpation by Christian settlers of vast tracts of prime lands. This ignited disputes between them and the Christian settlers. The question on land ownership and land disputes between Muslims and Christians was crucial during the post-war period. The next reporter is Sidro Anthony.